Haha. All right, you guys, welcome to our September boot camp. Today, we are going to be talking about Instagram stories and Facebook stories. We may or may not get a special visitation from my child, which I think just got hurt, you guys. Okay, I don't hear any more crying. We're going to make this work. Okay, mom life. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. No, this is so improvised today. You're okay, Tristan? I spoke him up. Okay. You okay? All right. All right, go watch Blaze, okay? Blaze and the monster machines to the rescue. All right. So let's talk about Instagram and Facebook stories. It's gonna be a quick one tonight. It's really quick and to the point because I just want to give you some tips on how to get into your stories and how to think about your stories, the mindset that you can have behind what stories can be like and how it can work for you in your business. Okay, thank you, baby. So I wore this shirt, love, serve, grow. That's what we're here to do, right? First, love yourself, get to know yourself, show up with a servant heart, show up to serve others, to make that impact. And in the meantime, you grow, right? But how can you grow if you're not showing up with that love first for yourself and knowing who you are, knowing that your story matters, knowing that you can make an impact, knowing that your life isn't boring. There's somebody out there who can relate to you. So don't overthink what you share in your stories, right? As you grow, you're gonna know what you're comfortable with sharing that's not Thrive, okay? Your stories is not just to plaster it with Thrive. It's for you to show who you are. But if you're not self-developing, if you're not growing, how can you love and serve, right? So it starts with you first. And I just wanted to say that as we go into it. So because you have to understand the essence of what the story is. We're paid storytellers. We're in the service industry. So many people like to label network marketing as a sales industry. Yes, we sell stuff, but we are in a service. It's really a service, right? What can you offer to that next person on the other side of the screen? How can you help them? How can you impact them with your story, with your experience with the product, with experiences in your life, being a mom, being a nurse, being whatever it is that you are, right? Being a Christian, loving Jesus, whatever it is that's your passion, right? We have some hairstylists here, right? Your story. I'm a recovering addict, right? And I felt comfortable once you overcome and you go over and you conquer certain mountains and you break certain chains, you feel called to testify, right? To tell your story. So do not be afraid to tell your story. We talked about that last night, right? Your your testimony, your story can literally break someone's prison, right? So that's what you want to think about it. A story is behind the scenes to you, behind the scenes to your life. Think about it like your own reality show, right? You call the shots, you control what's in your stories, right? And also when it comes to your business, it's kind of like a free ad for 24 hours. Every slide is on there for 24 hours. Okay. I love to go back. I tend to do this a little too much some days and I have to call myself out, but I love to call back and look at my stories a few times in the day. Kind of look at what your audience is looking at. Go back into your stories so you can get a flow in your stories, right? Kind of let it go with your day. You get up. A one and done is putting your 3 steps in your product and putting your products, putting your 3 steps into your stories, right? You want to show the products that you're using, but at the same time, what we do with attraction marketing is kind of like interruption marketing. Yes, you're putting in your products into your stories or whatever you're quote unquote selling, or you may be excited about a sale, but it doesn't feel like selling because you're sharing your experience, you're sharing what it's doing for you, right? And after you do that, you go about your day. You may capture moments throughout your day, and you don't have to feel overwhelmed and think that every single moment that you go through, you have to hurry up and post it at that moment. That's why I say that you should look through your IG stories and Facebook, and also two birds with one stone. If you're not using starting on Instagram, that's my preference, right? I love to start on Instagram and letting it go onto Facebook. You're doing yourself a disservice because there's some people who are just on Facebook and there's some people who are just on Instagram. Okay, so you wanna put the same thing on both, not to overwhelm yourself and feel like you have to create double content. But if you're not using both, I definitely suggest that you do, because it's just a benefit for yourself and it's a benefit for your audience. It's a benefit for that person who may be needing what you have to offer and they're not on Facebook or maybe they're not on Instagram. So keep that in mind. And I'm gonna look at my notes because y'all know I can blabber. Okay, so I said capture those moments. What I do is, and I tell my girls this all the time, you want to live your life. If you're not living your life and you're not developing yourself, what are you going to share? Right. So, what I do is when I go somewhere, if I go somewhere with my family, if I go somewhere to eat, if we're going on a vacation, if we're going to the beach, whatever it is, when we get there, we may start our activities, we may start doing what we're doing. I capture the moment like really quick. Okay, let me get your boomerang. Let's take some pictures. Or, in the moment the kids may be running, I take a cute little video, whatever, and then I put my phone away. I don't sit there and I edit it and post it in that moment. Sometimes my stories might have been like an hour, 2 hours before, they don't know that. You're the camera person, you're the editor, you're in control of your stories. So don't let it overwhelm you, but you can't forget it because it's such an amazing tool to create connections, to create conversations. And just like you're attracting people into your stories, you have to take the time, and that's where IPAs come in, that's where your 5 lists come in, to know exactly what you're going to share about yourself, those 5 things about you, right? Those 5 things about the business, those 5 things about the product. But you also have to do your IPAs and interact. It's like giving to take. That love part, you have to show love to get love, right? So once you do those, like in the morning, you put your products in your stories, you take those pictures. Sometimes I take my capsules, but I'm not going to sit there and scroll Instagram or try to do a story in that moment. I capture it and I go into my time of prayer, into my time of worship, into my devotional. But I capture my capsules because I take them in that moment, right? Okay, we have 20% on my phone. I capture it in that moment, but I want to be able to take my capsules. Like I take my capsules because if not, I'm reading my devotional. You know how like your eyes water and you're still sleepy, and you're trying to wake up. So I need my jumper cables. So I have to capture that moment, right? But it doesn't mean that you have to stop what you're doing with your mindset in the morning before hopping on social media and start posting. Okay, you just have to, what we say, batch your content. Okay. I still have stories, something that I couldn't post yesterday, some food. And I'm like, I'm gonna post that tonight. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It's content. We're creators. And if you haven't switched your account on Instagram over to creator, you definitely should. And at the end, I'm gonna go through how you can switch it to creator and also make it to where your stories from Instagram are connected to Facebook. We're gonna get to that, okay? So like I said, do not overthink it. Always check back to see how your stories are flowing, because depending on how it's flowing after you maybe post your products in the morning, we may have a sale going on. You may decide to go ahead and talk about it then. You can either post some slides or you can do it face to face, right? And then after that, you may show a little bit about what you're doing that day. You're maybe exercising, you're dropping the kids off at school, whatever it may be. And depending how it's flowing, it might be that one little thing that's like, oh, I'm dropping my kids off. And you may one day want to not have to rush off to work right after that. Boom, right there, you may be able to put an opportunity story in, right? After you share some of your life. You have to kind of like space it out and know exactly how to let it flow. But at the same time, just don't overthink it. In the end, do not overthink it, okay? And go face to face. In our group, we've made that a thing, right? To try to go face to face at least once every day. Not necessarily about Thrive. It can be about anything. It can be something that's on your mind. Sometimes I go face to face singing, right? But also sharing your products can be face to face, or it can be a slide, right? An opportunity story, a face to face opportunity story, it's a thing, right? You can do it that way if you don't have slides. You can get on there and say why you joined the business, how it's different here, how you love the fact that you don't have to spend money every month on your business because you can earn your products for free. You can talk about the community. You can talk about the leadership. That's an opportunity story. So you can do those face to face as well. Or you can just go on and go face to face about whatever. It can be something funny that happened to you that day, right? But show your face. Show that you are real. Think about how you feel when you go into somebody's stories who always has just all these pictures. You click and you click and click. Okay, where is this person? I don't even hear her voice. Like, is she real? Right? You get that feeling that you can't even really connect, because when you put your voice and your face into it, people can really see your personality. Okay. And with what we do, attraction marketing, network marketing, you have to network and build connections, but people have to get to know you, like you, and trust you, right? What sets you apart from the next person who may also be part of Thrive? What will make them join you or get product from you is you. But how can they decide that if they haven't connected with you, right? There's, let go of the limiting beliefs of like, oh, it's saturated. Oh, I see the next girl. Oh, I see that she follows the same person. And I've had these thoughts like, what if she gets something from her, but she's been talking, and I've had it happen. And I'm not gonna say it hasn't messed with my mind in a moment, but I have to get those thoughts out, because I'm like, you know what? It means they connected. That means that she felt her vibe. And that just means that's not my people. And keep it moving after that, because when you get into that mindset, it makes you become insecure about who you are. It makes you go into comparison mode and imposter mode, and that's not where you want to be. You want to be enjoying your business. You want to be able to have that flow. You want to show that excitement and that confidence. And the more that you show up, even on the days where it's hard, the more confident you get, the more your audience can feel your excitement, because you can tell that someone may be feeling a little insecure. I can, at least for myself, I can see someone's eyes. I can feel their body language and their movement in their stories if they're not feeling it, right? So you want to show that passion, you want to show that excitement with what you're doing and who you are. But you have to grow yourself. You have to grow your mind. That's the biggest thing when we're doing this. Be confident who you are and grow your mindset, because trust me, one thought can really just like pollute it all, right? And you feel like all of your progress is just nothing because you let one little thing ruin your whole day, and then you're not on your stories, and yes. Hi, baby. Hi. Go watch Face. All right. So face to face, stories can tell. It's a way to tell your story, and just think about it. This, you're just talking to yourself. Even right now, like I'm on my phone, I really only see myself. Sure, if I scroll, well, I see more of you guys, but still, you know, just imagine like you're talking to you when you're looking, but also don't, it's hard to explain, but you're basically only seeing yourself, but you're trying to portray that story. You're trying to talk to her, right? Talk to your target audience, it's called, right? So use your stories to tell your experience, to tell your why. Through your story, you can inspire, you can truly impact someone, because a post can only do so much on your page, right? On your wall. It can only do so much. You can only say so much. And today I actually did something I normally don't do. Like I did a really long, vulnerable post, right? But it's about something, excuse me, it's about something I just talked about in my stories last night, about owning your season. There's somebody out there who can relate to the fact that right now, your girl I'm broke as a joke, but I'm joyful and I'm happy and I'm thanking God for getting me through COVID, first of all, getting me through the storm, 10 days without lights, almost, well, actually, yeah, 10 days without lights. And then all of this happening right when I'm in a situation where I have to go get a 9 to 5, which is something that my audience knows that I don't want to do. I'm doing this business to break the chains of the time clock, but I'm owning my season, saying, you know what? I thought I was at the point where I didn't need a 9 to 5. I thought I was at the point where I can still continue to grow my business and maybe DoorDash to pay bills, right? Yes, I have government assistance and it helps me make it through, but that's not where I want to stay. So you know what? I'm realizing that I need to show up with a 9 to 5. And I'm owning it. You know why? Because somebody out there also doesn't like their 9 to 5. And I feel like the journey and the struggle that I'm going through, it's gonna help me relate to someone. It's gonna make me even more relatable, because somebody may be looking at me like, oh well, she's at home and she's growing this business. I don't know how she's making it work. But now when I talk about my struggles, they're like, wow, she's human, she's relatable. I can trust her because she understands some of the things that I'm going through as well. I can lock arms with her and run with her, and we're gonna get through this thing together. Right? It's like practice what you preach. You can't show up in someone's stories and tell them that you're going to help them overcome their fears and all of these things, and learn how to grow your mind and create more vision, if you're not walking in it yourself, if you're not owning it yourself. Remember, we're not here to fake it till we make it. We're not cold messaging. So yes, it's uncomfortable, but the more uncomfortable you allow yourself to be, that's your growth. That's your growth. And it's not going to happen overnight. We all know that. But you have to keep showing up and you have to not give up, right? App story can be face to face. I mentioned that. Like I said, you have something to offer. Your life is not boring, right? We may have more mundane days, but in the end, those are maybe the days where I have days where I haven't gone face to face. I have days where I've been in a funk. But guess what? When I'm ready to come back, I go face to face and I'll be like, y'all, I've been going through it. You're human. Show them that you're human, okay? Showing them that your day-to-day real life is what creates those connections. I wrote that on here. That's what creates those connections, all right? So let's see. I want to go through. I was going to use my phone to show you guys on my computer how to do it, but now my video is on. Oh, maybe I can share my screen. Let's try that. I'm going to try to share my screen. But while I was taking my notes, I also listened to a video from M that she did, I think 2 days ago. And she was saying, stay true to you. Stay true to you. And sometimes you have to unplug, but don't unplug forever, right? As you find that balance, like that's the constant battle that you're going to face with the fact that we do a fully online business. Social media can consume you. So you cannot get caught up in the consumption of taking social media in, or taking a podcast in, or taking someone's like training, taking someone's advice. It's good to learn from other people, right? Coaches that have podcasts and all this stuff. Like this Love Serve Grow comes from Bob Heilig. I love him. But at the same time, I have to love me, right? I have to know who Harriet is. So sometimes you have to yes, learn and consume, but you can't lose the essence of you, right? And sometimes it takes maybe not getting on a few Zooms for a few days, even work with me. Sometimes it takes not listening to a podcast and just let it be you, so you can get in touch with the essence of yourself again, right? Take time away from your phone. That's why our team sets things up the way we have it set up, because you want to be able to learn to do those things in the nooks and crannies of your life, or when you can sit down for one good power hour and put your phone down. Go live your life. You don't have nothing to share if you're just on your phone the whole time. Go live your life. Okay. Another thing, let's see. You find balance. Oh no, someone's trying to call me. No. Come on. 5 more minutes, maybe 10. All right. So don't get caught up in consuming. Get aligned. Okay. Get aligned and do not compare yourself. Grow, because that will guide you into what you want to share. Jesus Christ. You know what's crazy? Family is calling me and they knew I was doing this tonight. But let me go ahead and show you guys. And of course, we can talk in the chat. If you guys have any more questions, drop them in the chat, not in here. That way I can see them, because we're going to have to hop off. But let me see something here. All right, let me share screen. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me see if I can show y'all. Hold on, Tristan. Okay, let's see if y'all gonna be able to see my phone. No, no. No, leave the gum alone. I have it written down. Let's do this, you guys, because this was completely improvised already. Let me see the chat here. It's like I'm trying to turn it around, but my computer camera is not on. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Okay. So if you guys are taking notes, or I'll just create like a screen share on the in our team chat. But for the sake of this recording, for anyone who's new, I just want to say that if you're watching this and you're within your first 14 days, don't fret, because this is not going to happen to you. We're not going to throw you into a training, right? We grow here. We're all leaders. We start leading ourselves first. And this is like a big step from for myself as one of your leaders to just get on here and do my part and step up, because that's what the team does, right? We want to be there for each other, and we show each other grace, and we understand when things happen, right? So if you go to settings, if you go into your profile in Instagram, I'm just going to give you the steps. You go to settings first, then you hit account, then you go sharing to other apps, then you click Facebook. It's gonna ask you to log into your Facebook. If you have an iPhone, it's amazing, because it's probably just gonna have your password. It's gonna connect that. But yeah, it's gonna ask you to go into your Facebook. But then there's an option where it says share automatically to, like, share IG stories automatically. It says something like that. And you can turn it off to where it doesn't share your posts automatically. Now, what I've learned is that they told us, like, don't link your accounts from Instagram to Facebook because of the algorithm. I've done both, and I never actually transferred my post from Instagram and let it post into my Facebook. If you do it that way, what some of the leaders say is that your algorithm gets messed up, because those, Facebook robots think that you're a robot, that you're not a real person. So your post is better that you post on one, copy and paste that bad boy, and then post on the other. But stories, because it's like a automatic transaction. I don't know. Lindsay literally just said it on Monday. It just transfers in. I was on her work with me Zoom, which was amazing, by the way. It just transfers over. It's like they're like one in Instagram and Facebook. It's not like two separate things. I don't know. But through that, I have not seen a difference myself. I tried it. I tried both ways. And to be honest with you, I'm glad there isn't a difference, because it's like a headache to save from Instagram, then post it on Facebook. And sometimes I forget to go ahead and post it on my Facebook. Or sometimes, even when they're shared across, you have to still check and make sure that Instagram posted over to your Facebook, because sometimes it may not finish things up. Okay, Bethany, we'll see you. Thank you for hopping on. We'll Sometimes they won't do it, right? It won't finish it off. But make sure that you do that, so you can have the option to just start on Instagram and transfer it over to Facebook. Okay. And to just finish it off, just remember that we're a team and we're here for each other. And this business, even though it can get hard sometimes, even though you have to grow your mindset, it's simple. If you can, like, stay focused and go through whatever it is that you may go through in your life and in your business, and stick it out, we have so many leaders showing us what's possible, right? And you may have started, and maybe your vision isn't further than just saying, you know what, I want to have that extra income for some groceries, for some gas. I want to be able to, like, pay the light bill and help my husband. I want to be able to maybe just have my own money to go get my nails and some lashes, and not ask my husband for money, right? Maybe you're a single mama, and you just want to have that cushion. You want to be able to not tell your kids no. You want to be able to go buy some pancakes or some ice cream, in my case some snowballs or something, you know But when you start, your vision may change, it may grow, and it grows with you in your journey. But one thing that you have to always remember is that you are the secret sauce. There's no special like ingredients other than you. And then follow the systems that are in place. Lean on your team and stay plugged in, stay close to the fire, especially when you're going through seasons that may look a little rougher, or it may be what you didn't think would happen, or it's not going the way you planned. Remember that God's plan is the best plan, and he knows what's best for you. And before he gives you those blessings, he has to grow you. Growth, right? Growth. It's about growing. So we're here to grow together. I'm here for any questions. Drop them in the chat in our personal chat on Facebook, and I will end it here. Thank you so much, team, for showing up today and bearing with us. I love you guys. Have a wonderful night. Bye.